sana ang panahong hinihintay natin ay eto na. Huwag kang matakot, huwag kang mangamba, pagkat nandito siya upang tulungan ng mga tulad nating sawa na sa puro pangakong napako. Alam ko na siya ay tapat, may malasakit sa tao, sa tao. Kailan may di matitinag sa mga kalaban ang agila. Nakahanda siyang lumaban sa mga sisira sa ating bansa. Sana ito na ang tamang panahon. Sana ibalik ang meron tayo noon. Sana ituloy natin ang nasimulan tungo sa pagbabago, patungo sa kaunlaran. Sana na di tanggap ang pagkatalo, panay panira at panay reklamo kahit tanaw na nila ang pagbabago. At di na maluloko ang mga Pinoy, yung mga puro salita dapat tinataboy. Yung resete salitaan di na click yan, oy. Sisiraan ang kalaban, anong trip yan boy? Buti si Sara kahit na babae, marami nang napatunayan. Ang kanyang layunin ay ipagpatuloy ang nasimulang kaunlaran sa bayan. Wag puro sana, sana ito na si Sara. Sara ang kaunlaran, kay tagal pinangarap matutugunan yan sa kamay niya. Sara ito na ang tamang panahon. Sara ibalik ang meron tayo noon. Sara ituloy natin ang nasimulan tungo sa pagbabago, patungo sa kaunlaran. Sara pagbabago sa bayan, kaya lumipad ka agila. Sara ito na ang tamang panahon. Sara ibalik ang meron tayo noon. Sara ituloy natin ang nasimulan tungo sa pagbabago, patungo sa kaunlaran. Sara Sara all.
Aha! Yes, man! Sara all.
Sara all. Kami din ng tanan. Gikan sa Davao, siya ang number one. Sara all. Abanti tatanan. Ang kaayuan ni padayon niya tanan. Sara all. Sara all.
Aha! People, anian na karon. People, karon na ang panahon. People, Inday Sara pa kay mulupad na ang agila. Sige, ipadayon na to ang suporta. Dagan ang nag-atan ni Mayor Inday Sara. Kinasing-kasing nga mong isagit. Duterte rami Inday Sara ang isinggit.
Sara all. Kami din ng tanan. Gikan sa Davao, siya ang number one.
Yes, man!
Sara all. Abanti tatanan. Ang kaayuan ni padayon niya tanan. Sara all. Sara all. Kami din ng tanan. Gikan sa Davao, siya ang number one.
Yes, man!
Sara all. Abanti tatanan. Ang kaayuan ni padayon niya tanan. Sara all. Don G, halika na't sumama. Tayo'y mag-aisa. Dito na tayo. Sara all, kaming lahat. Sara all, ito'y tapat. Lusong Visayas, halika na. Kasi ang Mindanao ay nandito na. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao.
Pangalan niya ating isigaw. Pag-ibig ang mangingibabaw.
halika na't sumama, tayo'y magkaisa. Dito na tayo, oh, oh, oh.
Dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran.
Tunay, love you! Huwag ka mag-alala, number one kita!
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan. Idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila sa buong Pilipinas, siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh sa mga kapatid nating Muslim. May buntag at magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome dito sa Sara All For You ngayong araw ng Huwebes. Sa ngalan ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang inyong lingkod, Tek Ocampo, live mula rito sa Davao City. Kahapon po ay kabi-kabila ang pinuntahan ng unit team sa Metro Manila sa pangunguna ni Mayor Sara Duterte upang makasalamuha ang iba't ibang sektor o grupo. Bumisita si Mayor Sara sa Pasay City Public Market at kinumusta ang mga market vendors at mga namimili doon. Laking tuwa, lalo na ng mga vendors na makita ng personal ang alkalde na game namang nakipagkamay at nagpa-selfie sa kanila. Samantala, nagkaroon naman ng intimate luncheon meeting ang alkalde at ang iilang senatorial candidates kasama ang governor ng Tawi-Tawi Province na si Governor Ismael Sali at mga mayors ng Tawi-Tawi. Maligayang tinanggap ni Mayor Sara ang ginawang resolusyon ng probinsya na nagtalaga sa kanya bilang adopted daughter of Tawi-Tawi Province. Nagpasalamat din si Mayor Sara Duterte sa isa pang resolusyon na nagsasaad na siya ang ini-endorsong vice presidential candidate ng Tawi-Tawi One Party. Maliban sa mga opisyales ng Tawi-Tawi, nagkaroon din ng pagkakataon ng alkalde na makaharap at makausap ang mga mayors at iba pang opisyales at mga barangay officials ng Samar Province. Dito na ipahayag din ni Mayor Sara ang kanyang hangarin na paglingkuran ang bansa bilang isang vice-presidente. Mainit namang tinanggap ng mga kababayan nating waray si Mayor Sara at unit team candidates. Samantala, sa harap ng nasa 3,000 mga kababayan natin sa Pasay City, ipinagmalaki ni Mayor Sara Duterte ang kanyang mga matagumpay na programa sa Davao City na pwedeng tularan ng ibang LGU at magiging gabay din niya kapag siya ay maluklok bilang vice-presidente ng bansa.
Duterte, 3-term mayor po ako ng siyudad ng Davao, 1-term vice mayor. Sa loob po ng 6 na taon, since 2016, nagawa po namin sa Davao City at hindi po ito madali dahil nasa Mindanao po ang Davao City. Napakaswerte po ng Pasay dahil nasa National Capital Region. Kami po laging nahuhuli sa usapang panggobyerno doon sa aming lugar. Nagawa po namin na maging pang-apat sa buong Pilipinas sa competitiveness. Ibig sabihin po nun, nagagawa naming alagaan ang mga negosyante at mga trabaho doon sa aming lugar at naibibigay ng gobyerno kung ano po yung pangangailangan ng aming mga komunidad. Pangalawa po, ang ang Davao City po ang pang-8 sa pinakamayaman na syudad sa buong bansa. Number 8 po kami. At ito po ang pinaka-importante sa lahat na legacy ng aking administrasyon doon sa mga susunod na Davaoenyo. Noong 2016 po, pag-upo ko as mayor, mahigit 1 billion po ang utang ng syudad ng Davao. Pagbabago po ngayong Hunyo, wala na pong utang, 0 na po ang utang ng syudad ng Davao. Nagagawa po yan ng Davao kahit nandoon kami sa Mindanao. Magagawa po yan ng Pilipinas. Yan po ang sinasabi namin na kaya natin gawin kapag tayo ay nagkakaisa. Yan din po ang ikinakampanya ng Unity sa inyong lahat.
Nagmistula namang concert ang ginanap na pagtitipon sa Cuneta Astrodome sa Pasay City matapos silang aliwin ng master rapper na si Andrew E.
ibibigay ko dyan. When the night, alright, let's go, baby. Oh yeah, ating nanayang iyan. Oh, banana, no banana. Come on! Hindi mo ba ang pinakamaingay? Ito ba? Todo ito ibibigay. Dito ba? Ipakita ang ingay. Dito sa loob na Pasay. Say ho! Say ho! Say hey, hey, ho! Come on! Ito ba ang pinakamaingay? Say what? Ito ba ang pinakamaingay? Dito ba? Ito ba ang pinakamaingay? Come on! Say ho! Say hey, hey, ho! Come on! Ito yata ang pinakamaingay.
Patuloy po natin ang tabayanan ang susunod pang kaganapan ng Uniting dito lang po sa Mayor Sara Duterte Facebook page at Inday Sara Duterte YouTube channel. Magbabalik pa po ang Sara All For You.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Ba't ka sumali dyan? Ipanlalaki yan. Yun talaga yung mga naririnig ko that time eh.
Ako po ay galing sa mahirap na pamilya. Tuloy pa rin ang buhay, lumalaban pa rin ako.
Kaya nga ang ginawa ko, talagang nagsumikap ako sa lahat ng paraan na pwedeng mabuhay kami.
Fulfilling. Kasi parang dugot pawis po yung pinagdaanan namin during training.
Lahat ng mga leader ng LGBT mag-meeting kasi mayroon daw ibigay na programa ang gobyerno tulad ng mga livelihood.
The world will be a better place if objective po yung kagandahan.
Ang kagandahan sa akin, it's for everybody.
Maganda ako dahil nakasurvive ako sa hirap ng buhay ko noon.
Ako si Inday AJ, sasagitin ka sa anumang panganib.
Ako si Inday Masoy, kakampi mo sa hamon ng buhay.
Ako po si Inday Darwin, hahasain ang inyong isip tungo sa magandang buhay. Inday will always love you.
Sa kanyang dala, sa kanyang mga papag, kasama tayo sa pag-ibig. Sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo, at tataas lilipad tayo. Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa.
Isa sa mga pinupuring proyekto ng Davao City LGU sa ilalim ng liderato ni Mayor Sara Duterte ay ang state-of-the-art na Davao City Library. Panurin po natin kung gaano na ito kaganda matapos itayo ang bagong building nito sa special feature o special news feature ng ituloy ang Pagbabago Movement o IPM.
Ito ang pinakabago at ipinagmamalaking 5-story hybrid library ng Davao City na naglalayong maserbisyuhan hindi lang ang mga estudyante at mga guro, ngunit pati na ang mga karaniwang residente ng lungsod gaya ng mga out-of-school youth, PWD, kababaihan, OFW, entrepreneurs, indigenous people, at maging mga magsasaka at mga mangingisda. Nang maipost sa social media ang pictures ng modernong library, namangha sa ganda ang mga netizen kung saan excited na ang karamihan na makapasok rito.
Yes, ang ating city ay malaking suporta sa literacy, no? And they saw that we saw that it's really very important that we cater to all people sa city, not only itong estudyante and mga teachers. We are trying to be inclusive in our service, so that's why we are targeting as many people as we can.
Kumpara sa lumang library, marami ang serbisyong kayang ibigay ng bagong Davao City Library and Information Center. Mayroon itong cafe, amphitheater, at online services. Suportado ang proyektong ito ni Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte. Sa katunayan ay matagal nang nakapag-donate ang mayora ng mga aklat para sa City Library. Patunay na noon pa man, pinagtutuunan na niya ng pansin ang edukasyon.
Wala po kaming paglagyan sa pasasalamat po sa kay Mayor because of kanyang vision to have this for us, and ang suporta po niya ay hindi matatawaran.
Bukod sa bagong City Library Building, mayroon ring 4 na district libraries at 5 reading centers ang Davao City. At nang magsimula ang pandemya, may umiikot ring mobile libraries upang magsagawa ng home book deliveries. Inaasahang magbubukas ngayong taon ang bagong Davao City Library and Information Center para sa mga Davaoenyo at maging sa mga residente ng mga karatig na lungsod. Ako si Chin Sabute, IPM News Update.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Andyan sa puso natin yung hindi humuhusga sa ibang tao.
Yun pong tao na handang tumulong, yung mga instrumentong ginagamit ni Lord, yun pong ililift up ako, yung magbigay ng encouragement.
Marunong makisama kasi yung tao naman na nakakaharap mo araw-araw, kung maganda yung pakikitungo mo, babalik din sa'yo lahat ng kagandahan na ginawa mo para sa kanila.
Ako si Inday Nila, person with disability. Aalagaan ka.
Ako si Inday Lai, sasamahan kita.
Ako po si Inday Jane, handang maglingkod, isang Inday. Inday will always love you.
Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa.
Bago po tayo magbasa ng messages mula sa ating viewers, shoutout po muna sa mga grupong sumusuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, kay Apo Bongbong Marcos at sa Uniteam. Let's go Uniteam Coalition! Kislap o kay Inday Sara, lilipad ang Pilipinas. Isip Pilipinas o Inday Sara, ikalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Isda Inday Sara Duterte ako at Sara tayo. Message naman mula kay Jedrick De Chavez. I'm watching from Sariaya, Quezon. Good morning po. Maraming salamat po sa nanonood dyan sa Sariaya, Quezon sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula naman kay Roque Kalimlim Galiza, Sure Win Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Ang ating susunod na Vice Presidente ng bansa. Mula naman kay Mar Gamolo, Lumantas, mahal ka namin Inday Sara from Gamolo and Lumantas family. Ayan, maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula naman kay Dina Medjoslim, Mayor Inday Sara, may VP from Davao City, Sacramento, California. Maraming salamat sa ating mga kababayan na nanonood dyan at sumusuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte dyan sa Sacramento, California. Mula naman kay Ayla G. Rospe, watching from Lupao, Nueva Ecija. Maraming salamat po sa mga nanonood at sumusuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, ang ating susunod na Vice Presidente dyan po sa Nueva Ecija. Mula naman kay KD Rocks, all-out support for Inday Sara. Maraming salamat KD Rocks sa iyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Okay, susunod naman mula kay Pampanga for Super Inday. Watching from Angeles City, Pampanga for Super Inday. Maraming salamat sa ating mga kababayan dyan sa Angeles City sa Pampanga sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula naman kay Hiner Manalili Alcoreza, BBM Sara lang malakas. Maraming salamat po sa iyong suporta kay BBM Sara Unity. Mula naman kay Lay Vermont, Edgar C. Nemiza Jr., we know deep inside you love our Inday Sara Duterte, hence you are here. Maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte.
Inday Sara, ikaw ang Agila.
Dalawang OPM artist ang nagpahayag ng suporta sa kandidatura ni Mayor Sara Duterte sa pagka-Vice Presidente. Pakinggan natin ang testimonya ng rap artist and songwriter na si Francis at Master of Soul na si Thor Dulay. Tunghayan natin dito lang sa Artist for Sara.
Okay, first things first, si Mayor Inday is no nonsense. No? I've been to Davao, people close to me are from Davao. So nakita ko kung paano sila magpalakad ng isang city, how they transformed Davao into one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So ayun, no nonsense si Mayor Sara, matapang, obviously matalino, she's a lawyer. And also si Mayor Sara is all about the masa people. She may not look like a masa people pero nakikita mo yung ano niya, yung pagmamahal niya sa tao. So ayun, isa yun sa mga dahilan, and not to mention, she's the daughter of the best president we ever had.
Unang-una, fan na ako ng leadership ni Mayor Inday, dati pa talaga. Tsaka kompletos ricados eh. May tapang, may talino, at may puso. Kitang-kita mo sa mga interviews niya. Napaka-fierce eh. Fierce na fierce. Yung iba, hindi na fierce yan, ano. Second, third. Tier second, third yan, di ba? Sorry, bored na naman ako. Tsaka makikita mo talaga dun sa mga footages ng kampanya, walang kaarte-arte. Makikita mo talaga, as in talagang very down to earth. Yun talaga yung kailangan natin na leader. Yung fierce, firm, tsaka fruity.
Ako po si Direk Niel de Mesa ng Artist for Sara. Kung ikaw ay isang Pilipino na tunay na sumusuporta kay Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at sa tambalang BBM Sara, hinahayag mo ito sa iyong social media accounts o nagsishare ng mga posts tungkol sa Unity. At syempre, ikaw ay isang malikhaing alagad ng sining. Maaring ikaw ay isang musiko, aktor, mga awit, kompositor, taga-teatro, mananayaw, designer, graphic artist, live performer, filmmaker, manunulat, DJ, o di kaya ay nasa larangan ng multimedia at creative arts. Maaari mo nang sabihin ikaw ay isang Artist for Sara. Isa sa adhikain ni Mayor Inday Sara ang pagkakapantay-pantay ng lahat ng mga Pilipino. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap, walang kasarian, walang relihiyon. Sa makatuwid, walang sikat at hindi sikat. Ang boses mo at ang iyong suporta ay mahalaga, lalo na sa larangan ng sining. Isang larangan na nais pag-ibayuhin ni Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at suportahan sa paparating niyang termino. Kung nais mong makibahagi sa mga activities o events para sa tambalang BBM Sara, mag-email lang ng inyong contact details sa artistsforsara@gmail.com. Daghang salamat at mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
At Assalamualaikum, madayaw ug maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Maraming salamat sa mga kasapi ng Artists for Sara para sa inyong suporta sa aking mithiin na maging pangalawang pangulo ng ating bansa. Nakakataba ito ng puso at dagdag inspirasyon at lakas ng loob para sa akin. Sama-sama po tayong isulong ang isang mapayapa at maunlad na pamumuhay para sa bawat Pilipino. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
At bago po tayo magpaalam, shoutout muna sa mga grupong patuloy ang suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, Apo Bongbong Marcos at sa buong Uni Team. Super Inday, Sara All, Masada o Marcos Sara Duterte Alliance, Inday Cares at Let's Go Uni Team Coalition at iba't ibang BBM Sara Uni Team chapters sa buong mundo. At dyan po nagtatapos ang SA4U ngayong araw ng Huwebes. Maraming salamat po sa inyong patuloy na pagsubaybay sa ating programa. Patuloy tayong mag-ingat laban sa COVID-19, hindi lang para sa ating sarili, kundi para rin sa ating mga mahal sa buhay. Kaya always wear your face mask, observe social distancing, at magpabakuna o booster shot po tayong lahat. At sa ngalan ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang inyong lingkod, puso at serbisyo, Tek Ocampo. At ito po ang Sara All For You.
Sara Zimmerman Duterte is a Filipino politician and lawyer. She is popularly known in the Philippines as Inday Sara. The nickname Inday means beloved in the Visayan language. In her baptism records, her name is Sara Vicenta, in honor of her grandfather, Vicente. She is the second child of Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, and Elizabeth Zimmerman Duterte, a former flight attendant and teacher. Sara is the first ever elected woman and the youngest vice mayor and mayor of Davao City. Her life is profoundly backdropped by her family's long history in politics and public service. Her socio-political acumen and leadership skills have been sharpened by the Duterte family's tradition of working in the government and serving the people. Sara's grandfather, lawyer Vicente Tete Gonzales Duterte, was governor of the then undivided Davao province from 1959 to 1965. For 3 years, starting 1965, he served as a Secretary of General Services of former President Ferdinand Marcos. Before this, he served as acting mayor of Cebu's municipality of Danao from 1946 to 1948. Sara's Lolo Tete was a man remembered by many for his humility and magnanimity. Her grandmother, Soledad Gonzales Roa, was an educator who established a foundation in Davao City that served indigenous people's children needing education. On the other hand, Sara's maternal ancestry provided her with an acute understanding of the heart of the working class. Her maternal grandfather, Godofredo Baldazo Zimmerman, was the son of George John Zimmerman, a German-American missionary, and Cristita Baldazo, who hailed from Hilongos, Leyte. Her lolo Godo worked his way up from crew to ship captain. Sara's grandmother, Purissima Puring Fortunado Abellana, was an exuberant popular vendor in Davao City's Bangkerohan and Manila's Baclaran markets. Puring's roots are traced back to Tuburan, Cebu, and is said to be a putative descendant of Hari Tupas, the son-in-law of Hari Humabon. Before politics, Sara had a brief stint as a court attorney in the Supreme Court of the Philippines in 2006. She then served as vice mayor from 2007 to 2010 and was elected mayor in 2010 in what is now known as the biggest landslide election victory in the history of Davao. Although a newcomer in 2007, Sara demonstrated transformational leadership skills among the members of the City Council. Her colleague, the veteran legislator Pilar Braga, described her as a firm, principled, tactful negotiator, pacifier, and fearless administrator. One of the landmark legislation passed when she was vice mayor was the Watershed Code of Davao. It aims to protect, conserve, and manage the watershed areas of the city. Her landmark project while serving vice mayor was Inday para sa Barangay, a whole-of-government approach to service every year in each of the 182 barangays of the city. It is now called the Caravan of Government Services when she moved to the city mayor's office. During her term as mayor, the timeless Davao Life is Here brand was created. It propelled Davao City's image as a desired market and destination for investment and tourism events, including the meetings, incentives, conference, exhibitions market. As a neophyte mayor in 2010, she easily gained the trust of Region 11 economic pillars. Then President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. appointed her as chairperson of the Regional Development Council. The RDC under her leadership made notable accomplishments that propelled the region. She was also selected as a NEDA Board Regional Development Committee Mindanao Area Committee chairperson. During her first full year as RDC chairperson, Davao Region's gross regional domestic product expanded from 3.9% in 2011 to 7.1% in 2012. Because of this notable accomplishment, Sara was lauded by Joey Salceda, a prominent economist and well-respected member of the House of Representatives, as someone with an enlightened leadership style and sophisticated economic thinking. Under Sara's leadership, Davao City soared to greater heights and emerged as a premier city in Mindanao. For the short period of 2011 to 2013, Davao City received 36 awards, citations, and recognitions for good governance, business, tourism, health, environment, fiscal management, transparency, among others. Sara served as a regional officer of the National Movement of Young Legislators in 2007 to 2010 and served as officer in the National Executive Board of the League of Cities Philippines in 2010 to 2013. At this point, she already figured in the early surveys for senators in the 2013 elections, even if she was underage. In 2013, Sara took a respite from politics, devoting her time as one of the partner lawyers of Carpio and Duterte lawyers. She passed the pre-judicature program of the Philippine Judicial Academy in preparation for her plans to join the judiciary. Her desire to continue serving the public led her to be involved in a non-government organization, and in 2014, she was elected to the Board of Governors of the Philippine Red Cross. On the side, she worked on various product endorsements and as a segment host for a local morning news show on GMA Network. Her hosting job gave her the opportunity to volunteer, deliver relief, and report firsthand on the damage and the needs of the Boholanos during the 2013 earthquake. In 2016, Sara re-entered local politics and ran for mayor. She and her mother Elizabeth, who was in between cancer treatments, embarked on a national bus caravan called Biyaheng Duterte to help campaign for President Duterte. They were joined by some members of the family and Sara's friends and classmates from high school. Fresh from the success of the bus campaign, the centerpiece of her mayoral comeback was called Biyaheng Duterte, a political agenda guided by 30 projects for 10 priority sectors: education, health, poverty alleviation, infrastructure development, solid waste management and environment, agriculture, investment and tourism, traffic and transportation management, disaster risk reduction and management, and peace and order. As a believer of continuity, Sara's 2019 mayoral re-election bid was anchored on the 2016 platform, but this time called Biyaheng Duterte, the second trip. Sara relentlessly pursued peace and progress in her administration. As a result, she was able to lift Davao City to a stellar national status with 117 awards, citations, and recognitions from March 2017 to December 2021. Davao City is included on the 2021 Top 10 Richest Cities of the Philippines of the Commission on Audit. And in the same year, Davao City was ranked the 4th most competitive, highly urbanized city by the Department of Trade and Industry. At the end of calendar year 2022, Davao City is expected to be debt-free. At the start of 2016, when she returned as mayor, Davao City's loan balance was in the amount of 1.3 billion pesos out of all loans contracted by the city during the years 2000, between 2005 and 2010, and in 2015. Loan repayments have been consistently provided for in the budget. For the year 2022, the amount of 46.7 million pesos has been made available for the final repayment, making Davao City debt-free. During her terms as mayor between 2016 and 2022, she played supporting roles to the Regional Development Council and the Regional Peace and Order Council. Sara accepted the challenge of the appointment as chairperson of both the Metropolitan Davao Coordinating Committee under the RDC and the Task Force Tuganay of the RPOC. Both committees are trailblazing peace and development initiatives in Region 11. The Metro Davao Committee lists as an accomplishment the House of Representatives and Senate approval of the creation of Metropolitan Davao Development Authority. Sara has been recognized both here and abroad for the work that she has done as local chief executive. In 2012, she was one of the 88 nominees to the prestigious World Mayor Awards and one of the only 2 Filipino mayor nominees. In 2021, she was selected as the Philippines' top-performing mayor with a rating of 93% by an independent and non-commissioned survey of the RP Mission and Development Foundation, Incorporated. It was a feat achieved in the time of the crushing COVID-19 pandemic. Foreign governments have also recognized Sara for her work, generously supporting and inviting her to learn from their countries. She was one of only 2 Philippine mayors invited in 2012 by the government of Israel to attend the 28th International Mayors Conference. In that same year, she also participated in the World Mayors Forum in Singapore. In 2018, Sara participated in an urban planning study tour in the cities of Tokyo and Kitakyushu with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. And in 2020, she attended the 88th Winter Meeting of the United States Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. Sara is an alumna of the International Visitors Leadership Program of the U.S. State Department. Her advocacies are reflected in the projects dearest to her, the Peace 911, Magnegosyo Taday, Pagbabago Campaign, and the Kian Gabriel Hotline. Peace 911 is a successful local peace initiative that practically brought stability to the once conflict area of Paquibato District in Davao City. The project contributed to the collapse of the New People's Army Guerrilla Front 55. Magnegosyo Taday is a livelihood support project that encouraged entrepreneurship of women. The success of MTD spawned the Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday that intend to support entrepreneurship in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual community. The Pagbabago Campaign is a 2-pronged approach to solving interlocking problems related to poverty, children's education, and responsible parenthood. Through the Pagbabago Campaign, children and parents in the communities are given bags branded as Pagbabago that contain reading materials on the importance of education and responsible parenting. Sara personally delivers these bags to children and parents. She uses her voice and influence to steer families into the right path out of poverty. The Kian Gabriel Hotline was created to allow anonymous reporting of child neglect and abuse that paved the way to rescue children in distress. The hotline was created in memory of 2 children in Davao City who died because of abuse. Since its operationalization in October 2016 and as of January 2022, no child has died at the hands of abusers in the city. In 2018, Sara led the creation of Hugpong ng Pagbabago, a region-wide political party aimed at creating a strong, peaceful, and developed region that can become a symbol of hope for our country's progress. Just like in 2016, she also went around the country in 2019, but this time on her favorite big bike, a 900cc Yamaha XSR, she fondly named Ella to help campaign for senator candidates. In November 2021, Sara took her oath as a member of the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats National Party. Sara is currently the chairperson of both the HNP and Lakas CMD. Sara is an adopted member of the Philippine Military Academy Maharlika Class of 1984 and the Philippine National Police Academy Tagapagkalinga Class of 1991. She is a member of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Armed Forces of the Philippines Army Reserve Command. She holds the rank of Colonel and is currently the Assistant Brigade Commander of the 2202nd Ready Reserve Combined Arms Brigade, Philippine Army. She has received several medals, ribbons, badges, and citations for her work in Davao in support of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. She also received a presidential award from former President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. and the Philippine Commission for the Urban Poor in December 2011. And in August 2021, Sara was celebrated by Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards as someone who has contributed to the creation of a brighter future. Sara is a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy graduate from the San Pedro College in Davao City. She received her Juris Doctor degree from the San Sebastian College Recoletos in the city of Manila. She was presented as one of the 30 most outstanding St. Augustine awardees of San Sebastian in January 2014 and was granted by the San Sebastian College of Law the Distinguished Alumna Award for Public Service in February 2020. She also received the Distinguished Woman of Service Award from the San Beda College Alumni Association in February 2011. Sara spent 4 years of law school at the San Beda and her final year in San Sebastian. Sara is a graduate in 2011 of the twin program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Command and General Staff College, General Staff Course, and the Development Academy of the Philippines, Master of Public Management. Sara is blessed as an adopted member of the Ate tribe of Davao City in 2013. She was given the name Bio Simulun. She is also an adopted daughter of the province of Camarines Sur and the city of Tangub, and in 2019, she was blessed as an adopted daughter of the province of Abras Tingyan tribe, given the name Dulimaman, which was inspired from the courageous heroine in the tribe's epic Wadagan Ken Dulimaman. Sara was once involved in an infamous punching incident of a court sheriff in 2011. She has twice publicly apologized for what happened and was suspended by the Department of the Interior and Local Government and reprimanded through an administrative case. Looking back, she describes the sad incident as a turning point in her life as a politician, a constant reminder not to embarrass the mandate given to me by the people. She now considers herself the best person to talk about peace because she was once a national face of rage. Meanwhile, Sara has a collection of photos of herself with facades and altars of numerous Catholic churches taken during her travels all around the country. She is keenly interested in the architecture and history of Catholic churches, believing that each reflect the faith of the people and the uniqueness of the towns where these churches are built. She is married to fellow lawyer Manassas Reyes Carpio, and they have 3 children named Shark, Stingray, and Stonefish. Inday Sara is undoubtedly no magician, but the strength of her heart to lift everyone and soar high, fight, and win makes her second to none.